in P10 at the moment. Delighted to welcome alongside me then Kimi Räikkönen, and you join us in the middle of a fantastic race that is going on here, where there's battles throughout the pack going on. Now, of course, you have experience of NASCAR racing. You know what driving on banking is like, Kimi.
Yeah, obviously little experience. Looks very similar than in Charlotte where I did, but obviously I seen only on TV the infield in here. So we do some laps after how it is.
Well, this is the battle for the lead going on at the moment. Carlos Kaufmann again is defending so very well against Bjorn Grossman. Now, Bjorn Grossman and Fabio Lima.
He's going to get him.
He's going to get him. You're right, Kimi. It's going to get him. But we've said that lap after lap after lap, and he hasn't quite done it yet.
I haven't seen it the race so far, but looks good and good fighting.
It has. It's been tremendously exciting right from the get-go. We've had one safety car already, but these two Octane 126 drivers that are lining up behind Carlos Kaufmann now are really pushing very hard. Fabio Lima, of course, former GP2 champion, who's running in P3 at the moment up against Bjorn Grossman, who is P2, and he's not giving Carlos Kaufmann any time to breathe at all, is he?
No, he got a little bit sideways, so he's going to be a good run for the straight, is it?
This could be the best opportunity that we've seen, as Bjorn Grossman is right alongside Carlos Kaufmann now, and he's going through. So Carlos Kaufmann does lose the lead now. This is going to be such a battle going into the chicane and the bus stop. Kimi Räikkönen alongside me. Talk us through this.
See what happens. He gets a bit, he's on the inside, but oops. Good line. Made a big difference, but we'll see what happens. If he can pull away or Kaufmann can catch him up on the third corner.
Well,
go after that.
Fabio Lima is certainly getting ever closer now, but Bjorn Grossman has done it, and Sam Bird alongside us will be absolutely furious because he's been talking it up lap after lap after lap. He's going to do him here, Dave. He's going to do him here, and it didn't quite happen. And Kimi walks in, and it does. You've read it better than both of us.
They get very close again, so something will happen between them. So this weather is still 15 minutes to go. So
yeah, you're right. You're right. So Bjorn Grossman then leads from Carlos Kaufmann. Fabio Lima is right in the mix as well now. So we have Octane 126, P1 and P3. Oh, what a result this would be for the Christian Berchinger team if he could get P1 and P2 in this World Championship race. That would be absolutely fantastic for him. He'd be thrilled to bits with that, but Bjorn Grossman will be thrilled to bits with his overtake, which he set up coming off the infield section and onto the speedway. Now, a little bit later on this afternoon, Kimi Räikkönen, you're going to be out there, I understand, in one of your former Formula One cars, doing a great job for us and putting on a great show for the fans.
Yeah, I don't know which car we're going to use. He's going to get it again, same place.
Fabio Lima now, he is completely, Kimi, you're right, he's copied everything that Bjorn Grossman did. And Carlos Kaufmann is going to lose out on another place. So everything I was saying about Christian Berchinger and Octane 126, now happy he's going to be, because his cars are now P1 and P2 in this World Championship.
My guess is the name.
Yeah, Fabio Lima is P2 now.
He's going to win it.
Okay. Well, that's certainly what your colleague Sam Bird would have probably predicted, knowing how good Fabio Lima is as a driver. He's had a tough time this weekend, it has to be said. Hasn't quite got everything together, but now we're seeing him at his very best. The two Octane 126 drivers, P1, P2, and then Carlos Kaufmann now relegated from the lead back to P2, and now he's P3. This whole place, Kimi Räikkönen, this whole weekend has been so fantastic. You were at the gala dinner last night, and I note it wasn't you that spent 7 million quid in terms of buying a car. What an event the whole thing has been.
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, I've been to many years and a few different places. Mainly's been in Italy, in Java, but a few years back it was in Abu Dhabi, and now obviously in Daytona. It's a great place, and it was interesting to see yesterday the bidding on Ferrari, and obviously very high. And, but the nicest thing is that all the money went for a great thing and helping people. But the very sad thing that happened in the time. Somebody got a great car and
Absolutely.
People with a lot of help, so that's the best thing.
Yeah, very good of Ferrari to donate that, and very good of someone to spend the amount of money they did to help those in that disaster relief campaign, and well done once again to Ferrari. Well, and of course Kimi Räikkönen, this is the final race that we will see the 458 as the challenge car, because we moved to the 488 car, which of course was unveiled at that gala dinner last night. What a supreme looking car that is.
Yeah, I mean, it was a new car, so I just spoke to Ferrari guys and they said that you can actually race this car also next race than the new one. They were predicting to be like 1 second faster at least, so it will be interesting to see how many new cars they will bring and who's going to race with them.
There was a bit of a queue with team owners with checkbooks last night who were ordering the cars, to be honest. So Grossman leading with a 4/10 advantage over Fabio Leimer, then Carlos Kaufmann, who's really slipping back now from the P1 and P2 cars. Those Octane 126 drivers have got it sussed now, and over the remaining 12 minutes of this race, you have it on record, on the air, live from Daytona. Kimi Räikkönen has said Fabio Leimer is going to win this race. He's the one that's going to chase down Bjorn Grossman and take the checkered flag in the world final race. Marcello Puglisi is coming under some pressure there from our North American racer, Lou, and Sam Smith, the UK racer, is P6 at the moment. And here they are then, the two Octane 126 drivers. And in fairness, Leimer is seemingly now, he's kind of, there we can see the damage on the back of Sam Smith's car. Sorry, I was just looking at that for a moment, but we're seeing Leimer now, he's got absolutely the measure of the car, and he's driving it better in this stage of the race than the car has performed perhaps in the early stages of the race. So we will see what happens. It's quite a juxtaposition, Kimi Räikkönen, when you come off that infield section, which is quite twisty and turny and very, very narrow, and then onto the wide open banking here. Something that one of the drivers was telling me is that in these Ferrari Challenge 458 cars, when you're up on that bank and at 31 degrees, that your visibility is a little bit restricted.
Hard to say, I haven't driven it, but
because you're kind of going round like the wall. It's a big sideways moment then for Puglisi. Sam Smith going to be able to take advantage of that on the inside of Marcello Puglisi now. Here's P1 and P2 as we cross back to the battle for the lead that continues as they head towards the Tri-Oval and those massive grandstands that can seat 105,000 people here at Daytona. 4/10 last time around, heavy braking into turn number 1 as they take to the infield section here with 10.5 minutes remaining. So there is Sam Smith and Puglisi all over the place at the moment, and this is in replay where Puglisi was like sandwiched between the two of them there.
I think he made a mistake in the chicane and there was a dump block there, the guy behind, and the third guy got the best run on the straight, so
now, the Scuderia Autoropa driver, Martin Nelson, is coming into this mix as well. And this is what happens, isn't it? When you're battling and battling and battling, it allows the cars that are perhaps just a little bit behind to get ever closer.
Yeah, in a circuit like this, if you get a good run on the straight that sets a long time in full speed, then it'll make a big difference at the end of the straight and have a good chance to overtake. So if something happens in the front, you can lose or gain all the places.
So the panel work at the back of the Sam Smith car there, you can see as Bjorn Grossman and Fabio Leimer continue to fight over the lead. And this in replay once again. Now this is Sam Smith, and there you can see it was that sandwich effect on Marcello Puglisi once again. So going into the bus stop chicane now, 6/10 between the two Octane 126 drivers with 9 minutes of the race remaining. And Carlos Kaufmann has slipped right back and is now 4 seconds behind the P1 and the P2 drivers. So extraordinary how he was so dominant in the early stages of the race. How now, I guess, having just taken so much out of the car and so much out of the tyres, he's not able to remain in contention. So Grossman, Fabio Leimer. Now, Kimi Räikkönen, you told me Fabio Leimer's going to win this. When's the overtake coming?
Hopefully soon. I can be right, but whoever wins from those deserves it. So let's see. Obviously they He's their teammate, so maybe it's they will not go full out for it.
For my money, Grossman is just looking a little bit scrappier now, and he's feeling the pressure a little bit of Fabio Lima behind him. Yes, they are teammates, they're both for the same team, but of course, it's every driver for himself when you're out there on track. And for my money, Grossman is just feeling the pressure a little bit more of Fabio Lima behind him. Vladimir Atoev is chasing down Alessandro Vezzoni, and that's the battle for P8 that is going on. And Martin Nelson behind Marcello Puglisi just ahead of them, and they're battling for P6 and P7 between them. So off the infield section, onto the banking we come once again. And Bjorn Grossman now, Fabio Lima's going to get the benefit of a bit of a draft, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think a little bit better exit than last banking, so hopefully he's gaining a little bit. So his best chances in the next lap to be able to do the same and chance to pass.
Going into the bus stop then, you could really see the benefit that Fabio Lima got from that draft, and now it's off the exit of this bus stop chicane where you start to build your overtaking plans going into turn one all that way. So, right, Kimi Räikkönen, let's see. I think you're going to be right, you know.
First one. I think he's been a bit stronger on the braking, so
So around the tri-oval into turn one they go now. Fabio Lima up high. Can he get onto the inside of Bjorn Grossman now? Not quite. It's stoic and good defending from Bjorn Grossman at the moment, but Fabio Lima is virtually welded to the back of that car now. So the twisty infield section as they head up now towards the next turn.
There are a few different places where one guy is a bit stronger than the other place. When the other place is quite a good match. So they lost a good traction. So
They're absolutely.
Just to have a good exit. There's a good chance to
Do you know, you're right. Fabio Lima's exit from that turn has been better than Bjorn Grossman's for the last couple of laps, Kimi. That's the team boss, Christian Berchinger, who's... Oh! Just as that was hotting up. Oh, the tyre has let go. So Fabio Lima is out of the race. Kimi Räikkönen, thank you so much for being here with us, and you were wrong. We look forward to your show a little bit later on, and grateful thanks to our Formula One star, Kimi Räikkönen, that's been alongside us, and that was absolutely brilliant. And, Sam Bird, problems there for Fangio in the number 41 car, but it seemed to me, Sam, that it's what we were talking about right at the start of the programme. I thought that Fabio realised that was going down. He could feel that because he'd slowed significantly, hadn't he?
He had, but he was driving in a way that I thought he'd be looking after his rear tyres. If you look at the way Grossman has been driving compared to Fabio, Fabio has been just working on the exits. Okay. He hasn't been pushing mid-corner. He turns in much later than his teammate, straightens it up on exit and goes for an exit. So I thought that would be less stressful for the rear tyre, but obviously the banking here is very difficult for these cars and for these tyres.
Well, I have to say, Sam Bird, that was holding up to being something very, very special, and Kimi had got a right smile on his face because he thought he was right and he was wrong.
Well, I thought I was going for the same way.
Yeah, I know you were.
I was convinced that Fabio was going to win, but yeah, we both. I'm not going to go and play blackjack tonight.
Sam Smith on Lou now, and this is the battle that is going on for what is now P3 overall. So Sam Smith can spot an overall podium in this world final race here. And the rear end of his car, various pieces have fallen off that following the contact that we didn't see from earlier on.
He gets the award for, the car with the most pieces missing.
How much of an effect, Sam, will that have on the performance of this car?
Well, it's right at the back, so it's actually an area where the airflow doesn't go over the car. If he damaged the front or the rear wing or the side of the car, he would feel an effect. I don't think he's actually feeling anything, to be honest. In fact, he'll get out at the end of the race and go, I've got some damage on the rear.
a sideways moment there just for a moment, Sam Smith, but he is pushing. We're into the final 3.5 minutes of this race. Bjorn Grossman is leading in P1, and he's got some 4.4 seconds advantage over Carlos Kaufmann in P2. Now, the teams will have told Bjorn what happened to Fabio Lima. Will he be driving in a different way now to try and protect that car to the checkered flag?
I mean, he'll be able to see that he's got a 4.5 second advantage, and there's only probably 2 laps to go. So if he's intelligent, he'll just manage that gap now. There's no need to go for fastest lap or put the tyres under any more significant stress. If they've got the same setup, is he going to experience the same sort of issue in the next 10 kilometres? I mean, let's hope that he doesn't, because he's led every single lap after the restart pretty much, and they've pulled away from Kaufmann significantly. He's had the quickest car, he's been the best driver on the day, apart from Fabio. The team have done the best job, so it'd be a shame if we don't see an Octane car winning this race.
Yes. Sam Smith is under real pressure now from Marcello Puglisi. Just a few moments ago, he was fighting Lou. There is Martin Nelson, who's running P6 overall. But Sam Smith has had to adopt a defender strategy rather than attack. We thank Sam Bird, who's been with us for a number of races. Really appreciate your insight. And he's been called away like Kimi Räikkönen as we look at Vladimir Atoev, who is in the AM category, P3. Another one of the European drivers, and we're into the final 2 minutes of this race. Here, the World Finals, the final race for these 458 Challenge cars. Sam Smith once again having to defend, and kicks up a bit of dirt off of the infield section on the exit of turn 10, turn 11. Oh, Bjorn Grossman, it's let go. The tyre has let go exactly as it did for Fabio Lima. Within 1.5 minutes of the World Final. This means Carlos Kaufmann now leads the race. Octane 126 will not be able to believe it. Brings the car into the pit lane. I think the damage is too significant at the rear for them to be able to change that and get him back out anyway. Bjorn Grossman is out of the car, and he is utterly livid. Utterly livid. Well, Sam Bird and I were just saying, you know, what can he do to protect? Seen what's happened to Fabio Lima. Carlos Kaufmann, who led at the beginning of the race, found himself P3. Now he finds himself P1. We're on the final lap. Can any more drama be thrown at this race? It's been extraordinary. There is Bjorn Grossman, utterly fuming. The German driver who's had such a phenomenal season. To take the world final would have been the icing on the cake, and it has been denied. Carlos Kaufmann is heading for the checkered flag and will take the world final for North America. Heavy braking now into the bus stop chicane for the last time of asking. What this also means is that Sam Smith from Stratstone Ferrari for FF Corsa is going to get a world final podium, taking P3. And P2 for North America will be Lou in car number 299. So the world final winner, heading towards the tri-oval and the checkered flag, is going to be Carlos Kaufmann. The checkered flag waves and he takes the win. What a race, full of drama from start to finish. An appropriate end to the Ferrari Challenge season for 2016.